The Great American Recipe made a surprising decision in Season 2 that changed the way televised cooking competitions are made by emphasizing story over cooking. If you've been watching The Great American Recipe since its first season, then you may already be familiar with its primary shooting location of Ruther Glen, Virginia. Specifically, the show filmed at the barns at Mattaponi Springs, more well known amongst locals as a wedding venue. Season 2 continued in Virginia up until the finale, at which point production moved to Woodlands, Texas at Do-Si-Do, the Big Barn. This location is often used as a music venue that also serves food, making it the perfect location for a visually pleasing season finisher. It also is the first time a production has moved into the barn, making it extra unique. However, in Season 3, the show began shaking things up and moved to Nashville, Tennessee at the Green Door Gourmet. This sweeping location is part of a 350-acre farm that also hosts a market. For a show that emphasizes the beauty of America's regional cooking styles, it makes sense to keep embracing new areas. While a few of the judges on The Great American Recipe have changed over the 3 seasons that it's been on air, one personality that has remained a consistent presence is host Alejandra Ramos. Although she spent a stint in Italy after college, Ramos is from New York, where she frequently appears in studio on kitchen segments as a Today Show contributor on NBC and Peacock. Her Puerto Rican heritage plays into many of her recipes and connects her culturally with contestants of diverse backgrounds on The Great American Recipe. In addition to her broadcast hosting and cooking background, Ramos has also carved out a space in the body positivity movement and as a champion for other BIPOC, Latinx, and female creators. To that end, she has acted as a brand ambassador and model for Maggie London. She also makes sure to highlight small business owners from diverse communities when she appears on television. Alejandra Ramos isn't the only regular on The Great American Recipe who has a diverse background and a wide variety of interests. Texas native and judge Tiffany Derry grew up on a farm and is best known as a chef. She graduated with her culinary degree from the Art Institute of Houston and appeared on Top Chef Season 7 and Top Chef All-Stars. She's also a successful businesswoman. In 2013, Derry founded Tiffany Derry Concepts, which supports her various ventures that include brand partnerships, work on TV shows, and also encompasses her currently operating restaurants, including Roots Chicken Shack and Roots Southern Table, both of which are based in Texas. In 2016, she also co-founded T2D Concepts, which covers both her Chef Tiffany spice and apparel lines. When she was a teenager, she was reportedly denied a cooking job at IHOP because of her race and gender, and has since stated that experience shaped her. Derry is passionate and outspoken about social justice, food access, and gender and race equity. She previously lobbied in Washington, D.C., and worked on getting the Farm Bill updated in 2013. She is also a spokesperson for the James Beard Foundation's sustainability efforts and works with food policy action. In Seasons 1 and 2, audiences got used to seeing the rapport among judges and chefs Leah Cohen, Tiffany Derry, and Graham Elliott. However, in Season 3, Cohen and Elliott departed and were replaced by chef Tim Hollingsworth and food writer Francis Lamb. Born in Houston, Hollingsworth is an award-winning chef currently based in Los Angeles, where he opened contemporary American restaurant OTM in 2015, fried chicken stand CJ Boyd's in 2018, and Chain in 2022. Prior to running his own enterprises, Hollingsworth worked at the world-renowned French Laundry, where he spent 4 years in the demanding role of chef de cuisine and traveled the world studying under such chefs as Gordon Ramsay. Hollingsworth won the 2010 James Beard Foundation's Rising Chef of the Year award and has appeared as a contestant on Netflix's The Final Table and Food Network's Tournament of Champions, where he faced off against fellow Great American Recipe judge Tiffany Derry. Although Lamb also has cooking in his background, graduating top of his class at the Culinary Institute of America, he is best known as host of the podcast The Splendid Table. Previously, Lamb has also written columns for a variety of food publications, including Gourmet, Bon Appetit, Food and Wine, and more. He has also served as a judge on Bravo's Top Chef Masters. Ramos praised the new additions to The Great American Recipe in a behind-the-scenes clip.
Francis and Tim, who are bringing all of their knowledge and their warmth to our beautiful little family.
There have been many stories of intense audition processes required of anyone who wants to appear on cooking competition shows. Part of MasterChef is that it even includes the trials as part of the show as it airs. Yet, in line with the Great American Recipe's kinder, gentler approach to presenting the chefs and their dishes, there are no formal auditions required of contestants. Every chef that appears on the show has already been vetted and invited to join by the show's casting producers. Season 2 winner Brad Maloff shared in a group interview with 13 that his Instagram account featuring his Jewish cooking blew up during the pandemic. A producer contacted him through a direct message on the platform. Maloff said he thought it was a scam and was hesitant to click on the casting link. Similarly, Season 2 contestant Salma Hayek said in the same interview she was also contacted via Instagram DM. She also thought it was a scammer trying to fleece her until they connected on LinkedIn. Ingrid Portillo, a contestant on Season 3, explained to PBS how she shared her recipes on Instagram and TikTok. When a producer reached out, she was happy to apply. Hayek, Maloff, and Portillo all said they focused their accounts on personal connections to their food and were frequent posters. So if you want to be found, take their lead and get to posting. As the Great American Recipe has demonstrated, lowering the temperature on high-pressure cooking competitions leads to more genuine feelings. It's been well documented that there's a real affection amongst contestants. Plus, in any high-stakes environment, it's natural for the participants to draw close together. One element that was introduced in Season 2 was a non-elimination format that ran until the finale. This allowed everyone to relax and get to know each other over a longer period of time. It also refocused the show on celebration instead of competition. In an early interview, executive producer Layla Smith told Current that PBS was never going to be the channel where people would tune in for drama and fights. Instead, the show leaned into a more supportive format. They wanted it to be celebratory. They wanted the chefs to cheer each other on.
While it is a competition, everyone really wants to see each other succeed.
Ted Pappas, a Season 2 competitor from Chicago, told WTTW the experience on the show was made better because of the camaraderie, saying, "We have our group text chat. It's so fun to be able to have that new extended family." Tiffany Derry told East Bay Express that she prefers to be the kind of judge who builds someone up rather than tear them down, noting that the culture of the show is wildly different from others she's been a part of. "I've never done one where everyone was kind and loving." Surely everyone loves a good, wholesome blooper. The Great American Recipe has plenty of mistakes and goofiness that don't make their way on screen. In the very first season, there were reports that the air conditioning stopped working on the first day of filming, and, just as potentially dangerous, an oven stopped functioning as well. As for the blooper side, contestants from Season 1 were constantly misspeaking or misremembering ingredients, while judges were cracking jokes and singing. Due to the partially outdoor location, apparently bugs were the off-screen stars as well, given how often there are outtakes of everyone swatting and avoiding the mostly unseen on-camera terrors. The good news is that, on the whole, there were plenty of laughs, and it appears that everyone was truly enjoying themselves, even when they had to go in for another take or two. In Season 2, the cameras captured everything from a waffle iron overflowing with batter to a contestant using the floor as a prep station to more than one chef either mismanaging their time or their ingredients. Luckily, the supportive judges were on hand to offer help and suggestions in an effort to smooth things over. If you just can't get enough of the Great American Recipe, then you're in luck. In 2023, for Season 2, PBS debuted a digital companion show titled Pan Pals and hosted by Beryl Shereshewski. Shereshewski is based in New York and is not a chef, but rather a producer and videographer who has a deep appreciation of food. The concept of the show, similar to the Great American Recipe, is cross-cultural exchange, where a variety of chefs and food influencers exchange recipes like pen pals. They spend time going through their counterparts' instructions on how to prepare the meal, while exploring a dish and culture that frequently is unfamiliar to them. Each episode highlights a dish, ingredient, or theme for the cooks to riff on, and the streaming show airs weekly on PBS Food's YouTube channel and PBS.com and the PBS app. For example, one companion episode for Season 3 features an exchange of noodles. Shereshewski notes that while noodles exist in every culture, what separates them are the type of noodles, the sauces, spices, and textures, and they feature two cooks who swap Cantonese noodles and a Burmese Pakistani dish. Another Season 3 episode focused on dessert, with a Filipino and British exchange. It's fascinating to watch as the home chefs learn about each other's culture through preparing these dishes, mirroring the experience of the Great American Recipe concept. While cooking is, of course, one of the most important elements of a competition show featuring chefs, what sets the Great American Recipe apart is how the contestants are actually judged. Cooking is only one component of the overall score. In an interview with Reality Blurred, Tiffany Derry noted that Season 2 winner, Brad Maloff, was chosen to come out on top because he showed tremendous growth. She continued to explain that while of course the recipe itself matters, it's also about what the contestants, quote, tell us through the food and through words.
It's also about the story. So the story has to make sense with the food that they're representing.
Leah Cohen added to the sentiment, saying she appreciated a great story and the ability of a contestant to adapt to judge feedback. Graham Elliott, in a separate interview with NBC affiliate KGET, agreed, saying, You see these recipes that they present us beforehand, and you'll see them adapt as they go forward. Malouf agreed that he thought the judges were actually encouraging them to take new tips and tricks and pivot their planned recipes as they went along. Alejandra Ramos acknowledges that taste, presentation, and execution are traditionally part of the judging portfolio, but story really is the most important in this case. This includes why the dish is important or special. She hopes that storytelling will also resonate with the audience and help them remember special culinary moments in their own lives.
And it's one of the first things that actually my husband served me when I visit his family, and I fall in love with that fish.
If you see a delicious dish on the Great American Recipe and want to recreate it at home, you're in luck. The recipes are posted online and in 2 editions of the show's cookbook. Both of Season 1 and 2's winning recipes are featured on the cover of each respective book. The Great American Recipe Cookbook was released in August 2022 and features over 100 recipes, not just from all 10 home chefs in Season 1, but all 3 judges and host Alejandra Ramos. The book has colorful pictures and personal stories alongside the delicious dishes. The Season 2 cookbook was published in August 2023 and contains an additional 100 recipes from the contestants, judges, and host. One customer review said, "The recipes are good, explained well, and tasty. The photography is beautiful. The organization of the book is wonderful."